Hello fellow makeup lovers, how are you guys doing today? I am super excited for this video because I thought it'd be fun to go ahead and do a classic, simple first impression playing with the Musee Beauty Impressionism palette. I recently spoke about this in my wish list of if I had $1,000 to spend on indie makeup, what I personally would purchase. I can link that in the cards here if you want to watch because it was a fun video to film. But I mentioned this palette and how beautiful I thought it was. Musee Beauty saw my video and reached out to me and asked me if they could send me the palette in PR. So of course I said yes because I was already interested in it. You can see it is super beautiful and it is inspired by a painting. I remember when I mentioned this in indie makeup releases, I was told multiple times what the painting was, but it escapes me. I don't have a huge knowledge on art, but I can still appreciate that it is very, very beautiful. And then here is what the inside of the palette looks like. There's a row of neutrals, a row of pink to orange, which these two shimmers look so stunning. There's some cool tones with the blues, and then we also have some greens. I don't even know what I want to do today. I kept looking at this palette and everything looks so appealing, so I think I'm going to go ahead and swatch it and then make a decision. Also, the palette came with this really, really beautiful pamphlet of all different looks. It showed a bunch of the art that inspired this palette, but then it also goes through and kind of gives information for all of these shadows. And then there are so many different beautiful looks. So there's definitely a ton of inspiration. I mean, look at that. The photos here are beautiful. Look at that. I love that. It was just a really unexpected, beautiful touch. So let's go ahead and start swatching. So we have a Haystacks, which is a deeper brown, and first impression feels very smooth. The texture feels nice. It feels pigmented, or it looks pigmented technically. Then we have Gaverny, which looks to be kind of like a caramelly brown. Again, pretty soft. I really, really like transition shades like that. We have Arliss, which is a bronze. That one feels a little bit more thin, but looks to have good pigmentation. And then Dancers, which is more of a typical kind of orangey brown matte. Looks like it might be a little bit more of like that super soft buildable formula. Just kind of going over these just to see. All right, next we have Amaranthine, which looks like such a pretty shade. That one is a little bit of a drier texture, but looks super pigmented. Water Lily, which is definitely the one shimmer calling to me the most. I just think that those two look stunning together. Sunrise, just more of like a peachy shimmer. And then lastly, Poppies, which is a super bright red. Wow. Oh, wow. That's very bright. The two mattes there do feel a little bit drier. Sometimes that can happen with like the red pigment. Okay, next this shade is called Scintillate. I'm really not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Oh, that's a duochrome. That's like a blue-brown shade. How did I miss that? That is super, super pretty. And then we have the shade Coast, which looks to be a little bit more of a bright teal again. Such a pretty shimmer. The shimmers all look so stunning. I can't remember the last time I was this undecided on what to do with a palette. We have Almond, which is kind of a sky blue, very creamy, and then Starry, which again, so pretty. Oh wow, it's almost like a periwinkle shimmer. All right, lastly we have Wisp, which looks like a pretty just like neutral light shade. For me, that would be a really good highlight. And then we have Parasol, which, okay, that one, I don't know if you can see that. That one feels a little bit more like a dud. There's not a lot of pigmentation coming off of it, and it's not super dry, but it's not creamy like the others. It feels like that one might have been pressed a little bit too hard on accident. So that's disappointing. And then we have Verdant. That one's kind of like a pretty springy green. And then the very last shade is Undergrowth, which again is super pigmented, bright green. See, that one's definitely a dud. I don't know if it's going to be like that for every run of the palette. It might have just that shade accidentally was pressed too hard. That's what it feels like to me, but very disappointing, especially because that's such a pretty shade in the palette. I'm sad that it looks so lackluster. All right, so there are all the swatches. I think overall it does look really, really pretty. I'm gonna go ahead and wash it off, think about what I'm gonna do for my look today, and then I'll be right back. All right, so just to let you know, I went ahead and primed my eyes with the Milani eyeshadow primer underneath, and then I went ahead and threw just a little bit of my Tarte Shape Tape on top to give me a tiny bit of coverage. And I think I know what I'm gonna do. I have somewhat of a plan. I'm gonna go ahead and start off with this really pretty sky blue here called Almond. There is some kickback, so I'm just taking a little bit and dusting off the excess, and then I'm gonna go ahead and start that shade off in my crease. Looks to be a little bit more sheer right as soon as I apply it, but like I said, I just took a tiny little bit and I'm dusting off the excess because I already did the rest of my face and I would rather build up than do too much and then have to deal with the fallout, especially blue fallout. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start blending that in. It's definitely building up. All right, so because that green minty shade Parasol was so unpigmented, I'm just gonna go ahead and pick up a little bit of that and see how it does to blend out the edges. Yeah, I can see just a tiny bit of green. I wouldn't normally go in with this tone for this, but because it's so light, I don't think it's gonna make that much of a difference. Just kind of add a little bit of a halo around the blue. All right, now I'm gonna go ahead and take the berry shade Amaranthine. Honestly, I'm just gonna grab that on the same brush because I'm feeling super lazy, and I'm gonna pop that on my outer V. I think it's gonna turn pretty purple pretty fast, but I was just kind of curious to see how this shade will build up and blend. It's blending so easy. I think I'm actually going to go ahead. There's definitely a ton of kickback from that one, but I'm going to blend it over onto the lid a little bit, just enough to have that pop of pink so it's not completely purple. I wiped off that brush and I'm just going to kind of keep blending that edge there until it's nice and diffused. All right, I want to do a little bit of a faux cut crease, so I'm going to go ahead and take the NYX glitter primer. All right, so I'm going to take my glitter primer, just pop that on the front of my lid, kind of start shaping my cut crease out a little bit. Now I'm going to go ahead and take the shade Water Lily, and I'm going to put that, I think, on like the middle of my lid, just kind of blending it in. This is not my favorite brush for this, but I really couldn't find anything else on such short notice. And then for the front of the lid, I'm going to go ahead and take the shade Wisp and just pop that down. All right, so once I've got that down, I'm going to go into a touch more of Water Lily and just kind of blend between the two there. I feel like I lost a lot of that brighter pink, so I'm going to take just a tiny bit on my lid brush and just kind of tap it between the matte and the shimmer there. I just really like that little extra pop. I did get just a tiny little bit of fallout, just a few drops here and there, nothing too bad. All right, now I'm gonna go into the shade Starry. I'm gonna pop it along the outer third of my lower lash line. Okay, now I'm gonna go into the shade Verdant. I'm gonna pop that on the middle. Shimmers are all super pretty. They're more of that classic metallic formula. They're not super textured or glittery, but I can see a lot of people liking these, and they are very pigmented. And then lastly, I'm gonna go ahead and take the shade Coast and pop that on the innermost part of, oh wow, it's so pretty, the lower lash line. What the heck? I think I'm gonna go ahead and pop into one of my new iridescent chameleons from Terra Moons for my inner corner. I think maybe today I'll take this shade right here. This is called Euphoria, and it has a little bit more pink to it, so it might go along with this whole vibe. It's a bright purple iridescence to it. So I'm just kind of wrapping that around the inner corner and blending it out a little bit. I think I'm actually going to go ahead and take a little bit of that underneath the brow bone, just because I'm kind of feeling the duochrome brow bone today, which I don't do very often. For my lower lash line, I'm going to go into Calm Mood from Linda Hallberg, and then I'm going to take the More mascara from We Makeup, throw it on my lashes, and I will be right back. I am seriously loving how this look is turning out. I feel like it's such a fun color combination. So I think for highlight today, I'm going to go ahead and actually use this shade Wisp in the palette. I think Water Lily could be a really pretty blush, but I think the pan might be a little bit too small to use it as that. But because Wisp is on the corner and I have a smaller brush for highlighter, I think it could be a cute little moment. I'm just going to apply that right at the tops of my cheekbone. It's just a very pretty, like, soft, neutral highlight on me. For lips today, I'm just going to keep it pretty simple. I'm going to take my Kevyn Aucoin lip gloss in the shade Prism Rose. Alright, so this is the finished look, and I have to say I absolutely love how this look turned out. I feel like the color story in this is just so pretty, and just the entire aesthetic really shows a lot of work put into it, if that makes sense. So I do really appreciate that, and there's so much more that I want to do with this palette. I love that all of the metallics seem super bright and impactful, and I can't wait to have Sunrise all over my lid. I can't wait to have Coast all over my lid, because even just on the lower lash line right here, it was so stunning. Musee Beauty did ask me if I wanted to be affiliated with them, and I always say that I need to try the products first, so I haven't given them an answer on that. But I think after trying it today, I am really liking it. So if I do end up with a code for Musee Beauty, I'll have all that information down in the description box below. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.